Good morning. It's Atmadarshan once again here with you for day, 3, I think. I've lost track already of my year-long sadhana. It is same as yesterday, 4 degrees Celsius, about 44 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 15 degrees actually warmer than it usually is this time of year. And today is a foggy day. It's darker than usual. You may see some Christmas lights still on behind me. We're going to do the same practice. And you may wonder why I've chosen these two particular items for practice, the one-footed prayer pose or tree pose, and then a meditative technique. Well, first of all, for the one-footed prayer pose, I've studied the Mahabharata, which is the source work of the Bhagavad Gita, and there are hundreds of versions of it. So if I tell a story and it's different from one you may have heard from that source, that's actually quite common. In the Mahabharata, what I found is very few yoga poses actually described, but the one-footed prayer pose or the tree pose is one that's quite common, and it's usually used when somebody really, really wants something, deeply, near the core of their being. They stand in this pose for a long time, and by a long time I mean months. Arjun, the hero of the Bhagavad Gita, is said to have stood in that very practice for longer than we can imagine so that he could gain the blessings of Lord Shivji, who gave him mystical weapons. Even Parvati, Shivji's wife, was said to have stood in this position, and others for months and months at a time, living on nothing but air. Well, we won't be doing that today, but if there's something you've really been wanting today in this practice, you may wish to consider it. You may wish to bring it not just to your mind, but your heart. There is one particular character in the Mahabharata who stood in this pose every day, and he stood in this pose in a river. His name is King Karna. He was a child of the sun, and like the sun, he gave unconditionally to all, whether we might consider them good, bad, rich, poor. He gave. So every morning he would stand in the river on one foot while the sun rose, and he would soak in the sun's power and energy. And when he finished and got out of the river, anyone who approached him for anything, he would give. One story says he even cut off a part of himself to give to a priest who asked for it without complaining. And I thought today being Christmas Day, a holiday many celebrate all over the world, or Christmas Eve, a day many celebrate all over the world when gifts are brought and placed under a tree or in a house. That was a very appropriate story for today, this idea of giving. So yoga can give us what we need, what we truly desire. And hopefully this practice will help you come closer to what you truly desire in your heart of hearts. Shall we begin? As usual, we'll do one round of the standing balance pose, which can also be done sitting or in the same form lying down. If even that isn't accessible, you can visualize it. And then we'll do a meditative practice. And today, if you're looking for an anchor for your meditative practice, I suggest Anjali Mudra, a mudra that many of us associate with request, with prayer. I'll be doing it in the pose today. And then when we get to the meditation, if you'd like, you can engage it as well and contemplate something you truly, truly desire, the very depths of your being. Starting with the pose. Now we will do the 5-minute meditative practice. If you have your own practice, please enjoy it. If you want something different today, remember Anjali Mudra and perhaps contemplating what it is you truly want in your heart of hearts. Position yourself comfortably, and the 5 minutes will start now. Begin releasing your position. Coming back to the world around you. Notice how you're feeling after our practice. So each day I'm dedicating the practice to somebody, and today it was to you. Thank you so much for being part of this, and see you tomorrow.